I'd like you to imagine for a minute leaving the comforts of home, packing your bags, and heading out. Out beyond where you think you should go. Beyond the dirt roads, beyond the ends of the trails. Heading out to quite possibly where no human has ever set foot. This may not be how you define adventure, but for us, this is all we dream about. However, we are not dreamers. We are doers. Some may say that it's too risky. It's unsafe. Why? And to that we say, why not? What's life without a little risk? So next time you meet your friends for a beverage, do you want to tell them about how you streamed the latest series from your couch? Or would you rather talk about the places you've explored? Explore on, my friend. Explore on.
What's going on, guys? Ryan Nelson here, and do me a huge favor, let me know what you thought of that short film. Put that down there in the comments. I'm trying out a new format for this channel, and I want to start out my videos with more well-produced short films to kind of get these videos rolling off. So put that down in the comments, let me know if you like it. Let me know what you thought of the video. Please be honest. If you don't like it, put it down there. If you like it, put it down there. If you saw something you thought I could change, put it down there. I can't get better if I don't know what's wrong or I don't know other people's opinions on things, because I certainly have my opinions on things. I know you guys do too. Believe me, I know you guys do too. So let's go ahead and dive into this video, and judging by the title of this video, you already know what this is about. It's gonna be about my favorite camera setup for 2020. I have been working on getting different cameras set up and seeing which cameras I like the best, which ones I don't like using, and I've narrowing it down. I've really got it nailed in for now anyway. You know, things might change when the new R5 comes out, and who knows what that's gonna bring. So the good news about this setup, this whole setup that I'm about to show you, you can get the entire thing, depending on the deals that you're able to find, for around $3,000. If you buy it all brand new, including a lens, you might be more around $4,000. But if you already have a lens, that's a huge chunk of the change that you don't have to spend. You can find some of this stuff used. B&H has a killer deal on the Atomos right now. It's like $399 or $499 or something ridiculously inexpensive. Jump on it. It's a good time to buy it. It's an amazing little recorder. The cost of this setup versus the quality you're getting out of this setup, it is a huge, huge value. I've used much more expensive cameras and been a lot less satisfied with the results of those cameras. I'm telling you, this setup, it's where it's at. You're not gonna go wrong. If you've got thousands of dollars to spend on a whole camera setup, this is the one you want. I'm telling you, it's the one you want. Don't wait for the R5. It's gonna be too expensive. Buy the R. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Okay, let's dive in. I'll show you my favorite camera setup for 2020. Let's get into it, starting off with the camera. Drum roll, please. Da, 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 da. I'm not a drummer, so that's probably way off base and way out of tune. There's nothing there, air drums. Air drums are the best because you're always the best. So, which camera body am I using? Well, you probably already saw that in the thumbnail. So let's go ahead and grab that. My camera of choice right now is the Canon EOS R5. No, the R. I don't have an R5 yet. What am I talking about? There's no R5 around here. Or is there? There's not. There's not an R5 around here, or is there? Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the camera, Canon EOS R. I know this is a loved camera. This is a hated camera. People love to hate this camera. People hate to love this camera. It's an awesome camera. One of my favorites I've ever used. We're actually just gonna build this right in front of you. So starting off with the main component, the camera. Now, what is it about this camera that I like so much? There are lots of things to like about this camera. It's small, it's light, compact, it doesn't chew through batteries. It has a flip screen, tilt screen, whichever you want to call it, that just saves a lot of time, a lot of effort trying to see the screen. Touchscreen, beautiful, love it. So if you guys saw a while back, I did do a 2-part comparison. I was comparing this setup versus the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K setup. And I was going on this trip. The trip got changed up a little bit due to, the state of the world and all that jazz. But I ended up going on this trip in a slightly different fashion. But the camera setup I took was this EOS R setup that I'm about to show you. So just in case you were wondering which one I ended up with, this setup right here. Again, why this body? It does have many things going for it. It does have some things against it. It's not that great at slow motion, but when paired with the Ninja 5, you can do a 4K 10-bit external output. I really enjoy the results that come out of that recording. So that's kind of the setup I like to use. Lenses for this. Now, the EOS R does use RF lenses, but you can also buy an RF to EF adapter to use your old EF lenses. This is my preferred method for several reasons. One, I don't have just thousands and thousands of dollars laying around to upgrade all my lenses to RF lenses. They're beautiful, they're wonderful lenses. Everyone that I've tested so far has just blown me away with the quality. Just don't have the money to drop on all those lenses quite yet. The second reason that I stick with my EF lenses, other than I already have them, is the adapter that you can get for this thing, which is an ND filter adapter. So in here we do have an ND filter. And when that first came out, I was looking at it and I'm like, that's really expensive for an ND filter. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that this is actually a variable ND filter. Made all the difference for me. As soon as I learned that, I'm like, oh, I think I need one of those for my setup. Because I use the Tiffin variable ND filters that go on the front, which then you can't use your sunshade. And it's always constantly getting bumped and my colors are way wonky a lot of the time when I use that Tiffin filter. So this drop-in ND filter in the adapter, having it internal, I like it a lot better. It works better for me. It is expensive, but I love having the internal ND filter. So I'm gonna mount this up right here. Okay, so with that mounted up, I've got my setup, still looks like just a basic small compact photo camera. Lens, whatever lens of your choosing. I've got my top 3, 16 to 35, 24 to 70, and 70 to 200. I wanna say that's kind of the standard top 3 lenses that you should just have across the board. That's gonna cover 99% of what you wanna film, what you wanna photograph. But a lens choice, it's really up to you. So, camera, adapter, lens. I've got the variable ND adjustment is just right here, so it's right at your fingertips. I'm not gonna say that this is a super top quality. It functions just fine. But I do just wish the wheel right here to change the variable ND filter had just a little bit more resistance to it. It's really, really easy to bump it and just change your exposure. But as long as you're taking your time, making sure all your exposures are set before you hit record, I really haven't had an issue with it bumping while I'm recording. Just as I'm moving the camera around or hiking or grabbing the camera, it's easy to bump and just shift it from where you had it set previously. Just something to be aware of if you're using the variable ND filter. I do imagine the circular polarizer drop-in filter, you can get one of those for that too, is about the same. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, as we're getting deeper into this, what's the next step? Next piece of this puzzle is my Ninja 5 from Atomos. Like I said earlier, gives me a really, really good quality recording, 4K. You have to do 4K to get the 10-bit. You can't do 10-bit in 1080. You can record it in 4K and then downgrade it later if you want. That is an option. If you want to record 1080 into this, it's gonna be standard 1080 8-bit. And I think it only records at 1080 60. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. I don't record at 1080 too much, so not 100% sure on that one. That doesn't automatically connect itself. We still need a cable. I use the coiled cable from Atomos. Yes, it's a little more expensive, but it works, it's compact, and it stays out of the way. By the way, this is a tilt swivel mount from Atomos. also expensive, but it has its perks that I haven't really found in any other tilt swivel cold shoe mount. One, it's super small. Two, quick release. This quick release mount is so functional for me. If you're not packing and unpacking your camera a lot, it might not be the right cold shoe mount for you. Now, I did do a video of comparing a couple different cold shoe mounts, so I'll link that up here. I'd point up here, but that's in the way, so it's up here. It's up there, somewhere right up here. That's where the eye is gonna be, right there. Okay, back into what I was talking about. Getting this hooked up, nice compact setup. Still very small, light, compact, easy to carry around, very transportable, but a very powerful recording package. One really big benefit of using this setup is if you're out shooting this by yourself, which I've been known to do, is you can easily switch over and start taking photos. Do that with a Blackmagic. I know you can take photos with a Blackmagic, but darn it, it's not that easy to take a photo with the Blackmagic. You can't do rapid fire photos, hard to do long exposure photos. One compact package, photo, video, good quality photo and video. Right here, right here. This is my favorite camera setup for 2020. The one thing I'm missing, a hard drive for that recording. Goes right back there. And then if you notice, there is something around my Ninja 5. It's a cage from a company called Knights. And 99% of the reason I have that cage on there is simply to hold the sunshade. So I find that the sunshade is almost an essential product for what I'm doing. I'm usually outside shooting in the bright sun. It's just easier to see the screen with this sunshade on. It really helps me allow to see and frame up my shots, see my graphs, see my scopes, make sure my exposure is set just right. It really helps. Now, one question I get asked a lot with this setup is, can I still use touchscreen autofocus when I'm using this? You can, because you're still gonna see your image on this screen. This screen is still functional. You can still do touch autofocus. That's nice. So one thing you might be saying I'm lacking here, I'm missing, is a microphone. And that's really because I just haven't nailed down what kind of microphone fits me best in my situations. I'm still going back and forth between wireless lav mics and shotgun mics. I'm honestly still just trying to figure that out because every situation seems like it just needs a different style mic. So if you have any suggestions on what microphone setup would you use in this situation, drop that down in the comments. Let me know. I'm really curious. Love some help on that one. For right now, I've been mostly using the Rode Wireless Go setup with a wired lav mic that goes into the wireless that transmits wireless over to the camera. So this really small, compact, lightweight, super efficient, batteries don't die in 20 minutes setup. I'm really excited about this. I love taking this. It packs away quick, it assembles quick, it's easy, breezy, peasy, beautiful cover girl. That's not right. But let me know what you guys think. This setup has been working wonders for me. Like I said, it's super small, lightweight, compact. I keep saying that. You get the point, you get the point. It's small, it's lightweight, it's compact, it's really high quality. I really do enjoy working the files off of the Ninja. It's just really good quality as long as you get your exposure set correctly. That's one big benefit of using the Ninja. I know right where to set my exposure. I know exactly how I want to expose that. That way it makes post-production color grading so much faster, so much easier. And that's what it is. So let me know what your guys' favorite setup is. If you've been looking into the setup, you have any questions about it, let me know. I've used other setups, Sony setups, Blackmagic setups, and this really is my favorite setup. It's the one I'm most comfortable with. It's the one that I trust is going to work. It's the one that I don't have to lug 100 extra pounds of batteries. That may be a little bit of an exaggeration, but you get the idea. I can run all day with a couple of batteries, a couple of these batteries, a couple of Canon batteries. I'm good to go for the day. As long as I have a place to recharge at night, good to go. So guys, let me know if you have any questions. I really hope you liked this video. If you found it useful, informative, anything like that, do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button down there. Hit that subscribe button down there if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.